Good morning. It's Lisa Hendricks, the Essential Yogi, coming to you from my backyard, St. Clair Shores, Michigan, enjoying another beautiful fall day. It's almost like summer here, about 70 degrees this morning. So welcome. I am excited that you're here and that you made time for yourself today. So let's get started. As you know, I always like to start with our Om Shanti chant, Om Peace. Shanti means peace. Just sets a really nice intention for our practice during the day today and just kind of stays with us throughout the day. And it's always just a nice idea to bring peace into your life and send it out to other people. So finding a comfortable posture, whatever that posture is for you, just remember yoga is about what your body needs and connecting to yourself today. So I'm here only as a guide. So if something does not feel right for you, just ease out of it. Feel free to change a pose, to hold a pose longer, to skip out of a pose and just hang out until you're ready to start again. So again, welcome. Finding that alignment, head stacked over the vertebra of the spine, nice balance in your posture. We try to use the balance as much as possible in yoga so that our muscles are able to release and relax and not hold that tension and hold our body in place, but to just allow us to be. Connecting with our breath, just noticing where it is today. And let's begin with our chant. Inhale, arms up. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Inhale, arms up. Om Peace, peace, peace. Gentle smile on our face. Allow the hands to come to the knees. Starting with our full yogic breath, bringing the breath all the way into your belly. As you exhale, exhale completely. Inhale, belly and chest, expanding through the rib cage. Opening up those intercostal muscles, and exhale first from the chest and then to the belly. You can even put your hand on the side of your chest and on your belly to feel that. Inhale, belly. Inhale, chest. And now inhale all the way into the shoulders. Exhale, drop the shoulders. Contract the chest. Pull in through the belly. Inhale, belly, chest, and shoulders. Exhale, shoulders, chest, and belly. Feel free to go at your own pace here. Just try to deepen and lengthen this breath. Belly, chest, and shoulders. Shoulders, chest, and belly on the way out. Two more breaths this way. And go ahead and relax. Going to do our Nadi Shodan today, which is our alternate nostril breath. So you'll take your right hand, take your first two fingers down, the index and the middle finger. You'll use your thumb and your ring finger to block the nostril on either side as we breathe in and out. Usually I mirror you, but for energetic reasons, we like to use the right hand, so I'm going to actually use my right hand for this, but just use your right hand. Inhale through both nostrils. Using the thumb, exhale, inhale. Still using full yogic breath here. Switch to the ring finger, exhale, inhale. Go ahead and finish at your own pace, switching after every exhale, inhale. Try to lengthen that breath, go all the way into the belly. Common mistake that people make here is they bring their head down to their hand, losing their form and their posture. So make sure your hand is coming up to your face. Keeping that balanced posture. Shoulders and face are relaxed. Check in again with your posture. Make sure it's balanced. You're upright. And after your next inhale, go ahead and release and exhale through both nostrils. And just notice how your body feels. Nadi Shodan, this breath practice that we've just finished, really balances both sides of the body, regulates the nervous system, should really start to feel relaxed as you do a few rounds of this. So feel free to use this anytime you're feeling a little stressed. Take a mental break, take a time out, do a little Nadi Shodan breathing, get yourself back into your groove. So I'm going to ask you to switch legs. We're just going to do a little body scan here. So whatever leg was in front or on top, go ahead and switch that. I invite you to close your eyes, but if that's not comfortable for you, feel free to keep them open and just sit in a nice balanced posture. Starting from the crown of our head, just start scanning your body all the way down. Your scalp, your face, your jaw, your ears, neck, shoulders, any place that you notice that you're holding on to any kind of squeeze or tension. Just take a breath. Visualize that breath going into that muscle or that area. And as you exhale, allow that tension to dissipate. The breath pushes that tension right out. Continue on with the chest, the back, mid-back, lower back, the belly, the hips, the glutes, the pelvic area, thighs, the knees, ankles and feet. You just want to go ahead and release any leftover stress so we can have a nice, easy flow for our practice today. Check in again with your breathing. Make sure it's all coming into that belly, chest, and shoulders. Full 3-part yogic breath. Check in once again with your posture. Now we're going to lay back. Start today with a little bit of abdominal work. So there's several choices here. You can stay on your elbows if that's more comfortable for you, but if you are here, I want you to be very aware that your chest and shoulders are back and down. Nice open chest. We don't want to sink in to our shoulders and let our shoulders come up to our ears. We want a nice stable core. If you want, you can come all the way down, palms facing the floor next to the hips. Some people like to support their lower back by taking their palms underneath the low part of your glutes, near your upper leg there, just to give your lower back some stability. You should feel wherever you are a little space between your lower back and the mat. The lower back should not be pushing onto the mat. Even when we engage our Mula and Uddiyana Bandha, it pulls in and up. It doesn't round through the lower back. It just stabilizes that core. So I'm going to stay on my elbows here, just so you can see a little bit more about what I'm doing. The first exercise is going to just be leg lifts. So you have several options. You can do one leg at a time. You can keep it straight, or if you need a little bit less challenge, you can keep a shorter lever and bend the knee. If you would like a little bit more of a challenge than the one straight leg, you can always do both legs together. And there's always this intermediate option between the two where you use both legs, but they're a little bit more bent, less bent, or all the way straight. So again, with the whole physics lesson, longer levers means that it's going to take a little more strength to get those up and down. So find your level, and you can feel free to change between the levels as we go through our practice today. So we're just going to point the toes, going to take the right foot up, flex and exhale as we lower down nice and slow, using that Mula and Uddiyana Bandha to keep that core nice and strong. We're using this through our core. Point those toes, bringing the right foot up again. Inhale, flex and lower, exhale. A lot of times we tend to push out our belly when we engage through those muscles. Inhale up, exhale lower. Please remember that we're not pushing with our belly. We shouldn't see it pop out. We should see it pull in and up. Inhale, point and raise. Exhale, flex and lower, nice and slow. Switching sides. Point and raise left leg. Inhale. Flex and lower, exhale. If you're on your elbows, make sure your chest is open. Point and raise, inhale. Exhale, flex and lower. Nice and slow and controlled. Check in with your belly again. Mula and Uddiyana Bandha both pulling up, pelvis and abdominals. Inhale, point and raise. Exhale, flex and lower. Last time on this side. Inhale, point and raise. Exhale, flex and lower. Now we're going to lay all the way back. Bring the feet all the way up, however that's comfortable for you. Bend your knees if you need to. Just taking the feet above us, we're going to flex and point. Engage those bandhas. Nice stable core here. Flex and point. Flex and point. Flex and point. And this time, as we flex our feet, I want you to scrunch your toes up. Keep the feet flexed, but really squeeze through the toes. And now keep the feet flexed and open the toes. See if you can get some space between your toes. Squeeze and open the toes. Squeeze the toes. Keep your feet flexed. Open the toes. One more time. Squeeze the toes and open the toes. This helps with the arch support in our feet, and it helps open up and stretch some of those tendons and ligaments that are in there. Go ahead and rotate the ankles to one direction and the other. Then bring the knees into the chest, give them a little squeeze and release. If this is not super comfortable for you, you can do one leg at a time. Put the other leg on the floor with the foot, or you can straighten it all the way. If you would like a little bit more, you can always engage through those bandhas every time. And then lift through the chest, round the upper back, and bring the chin toward the chest, forehead toward the knees. And release the feet. Just sit here for a moment and notice the changes in your body. We've engaged through some of those core muscles. Our breath may have gotten a little shallow, so if it did, slow and deepen it. And we're going to come on up to seated, however that's comfortable for you. You can roll to the side and push up. You can roll up and back. I want you to keep your feet about mat distance apart, sitting up nice and tall, engaging through those bandhas in and up. And we're just going to take our hands to the side. See how straight you can make them parallel to the floor. We're taking our right hand and we're swinging it over to our left foot. Try to stay upright. Inhale to center. Exhale, switching sides. Inhale up. Exhale, twist. Inhale up. Exhale, twist. We're not leaning forward here. We're not reaching for the toe. We're really just twisting. Inhale, center. Twisting to your left. Inhale, center. Twisting to your right. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. One more round. Inhale, center. And exhale, twist. Now when we inhale, center, we're go ahead and release the legs. And this time I want us to just lean back. You can lean back on your hands behind your hips or back to your elbows if you'd like a little more of a challenge. We're just going to do a little bit of knee bend work here. So we're bringing the knee in to the chest and we're making a circle coming out and back in and to the side and in, opening through those hip sockets and in, and switching directions, coming in first and out and in and out. Really open through those hips. Tend to carry a lot of tension here. And if this is a little tricky for you, we're going to switch sides. You can use your hand to support it as you sit up. But wherever we are, we're still engaging through those bandhas. We want a nice, straight, stable, strong core here. Reverse directions on the other side. If you want more of a challenge, again, longer lever engages more of those muscles, makes it a little more challenging. Now we're sitting all the way up. Feet are again our mat distance apart. And we're just going to open and close our feet. So we're not just doing our feet, but our whole leg from the hip. So we should be feeling this right in hip joint here. Opening that hip joint and then moving that hip joint in around in the socket. Okay, so before we start, instead of, I know the last two videos we've done incline plane to warm up our core, but today we're doing our ab exercises and then some forward bending. So we're going to move our feet back in hip distance apart and do a little bit of forward bending here. So again, forward bending, for this exercise, we're tilting on that pelvis. So we're not hunching and leaning. We're actually using the torso as a lever and rolling forward onto that pelvic bone. So sitting up nice and tall, finding that alignment. Inhale, arms up. And then reach the chin and chest forward, engaging through those bandhas to hold our body as straight as possible. Wherever you can reach, that might be here today. It might be on your shins or your calves. Maybe you can reach your ankles. Maybe you can reach the outside of your feet or your toes. Wherever you reach is perfect for you today. Just enjoy this stretch. Bringing chin and chest forward. Inhale again. And then go ahead and round and release. Notice where you feel any tightness or tension. Breathe into that area. And then release it. Inhale your way up. Taking that right foot into the groin or into the, maybe the knee. If you're not so flexible today, whatever you're doing is perfect for you. Inhale the arms up. Leaning forward on that pelvis, chin and chest forward. Coming down wherever you can comfortably reach. Reaching one more time with the chin and chest. And exhale, release. Inhale, exhale here. Relax through that straight leg. Relax the back of that knee. Inhale, coming up. Taking this foot on top of the other leg, maybe bouncing. We're staying upright on this exercise today. Maybe rocking your baby. Just experiment, see what's working for you today. Wherever we are, we're sitting upright, engaging through the Mula and Uddiyana bandhas, keeping that core strong. Nice posture. And release. Straightening the leg. Inhale the arms up. Coming forward, rocking forward on that pelvis. And release, exhale. Inhale, exhale here. Relax the back of the knees. Inhale back up. Switching sides, bringing that left foot in. Sitting up tall, engaging through the belly and the pelvis. Inhale. Rocking forward on that pelvic bone, reaching with the chin and the chest. And then exhale, release. Inhale, exhale. Really full yogic breath. Stretch through those intercostals. Maybe you're feeling that breath in the upper back or mid back. That's okay. On our inhale, we come all the way up. I'm going to take this foot on top of the other leg, maybe giving it a little bounce, maybe pressing it down toward the ground a little bit, or maybe rocking the baby. Wherever we are, try to keep that chin and chest open. We don't want our sinking round. We want that core to be strong, our posture to be upright. One more breath here. And release. Last forward bend in this position. Inhale. Rolling forward on that pelvis. Pull the belly in and up. Reach, reach, reach with the chin and chest. And then exhale, release to the legs. Inhale, exhale. And coming all the way up. So we have an interesting new development, new posture today. So I'm going to remind you to keep that bandha area engaged. We want lots of strength through the belly and through the pelvic region, holding our body in place, holding this curve for our lumbar spine in place. So this is a very strong exercise. So there are several levels. Coming up to our knees. Knees stay hip distance apart. Feet are flat on the floor. You can turn your toes under after a bit. So I want your feet to be flat for this part. We're just going to experiment and invite our body into this pose. This is called camel pose. So we're taking our hands, we're placing them near the sacrum, not all the way on the lower back, but in between. Not all the way on the glutes, not all the way on the back, but in between. So we have a nice strong, sorry, I'm finding a good spot where it's kind of level on the grass. So we want this to support our back and to keep that natural curve in our back. We don't want it to be tucked under, and we don't want it to be splayed back. So engage the mula, engage the Uddiyana Bandha, opening through the chest and shoulders and using our arms as a brace. We're just going to lean back here, keeping a straight line from our crown to our knees. Lean back as far as you can and then come back up. You should feel a lot nice stretch and strengthening through our quads and a nice engagement through our abs here. Just leaning back and then coming forward. Just invest in your mindfulness here. Notice the muscles that are engaging. Notice the muscles that are lengthening or contracting. Just feel what that feels like. And then you can stay here. This is absolutely good for you. It's engaging a lot through our posture muscles and our core and our legs. If you would like a little bit more, we can start tucking those toes under. Maybe as we lean back, we can reach for one of our heels. Stay for a moment and come back. Maybe you can reach for one and the other. Keeping that chest open, keeping the head in alignment with the spine, keeping those bandhas engaged. If that's very comfortable for you and you don't feel like you're out of alignment, you can take your feet back. Flat, still leaning back, reaching for those heels again, opening through the chest for a full camel. Coming up, we support that back again. Engaging through those bandhas, those bandhas are super important for this posture. So finding what works for you and just holding it for a few more breaths. Really engage. I'm going to come back to full camel here. Pulling belly in and up. We're not pushing out on the belly muscles. Breathing all the way into our belly, chest, and shoulders. And as we come up, we're going to do a counter pose and allow those muscles coming to hands and knees. We're going to take our knees a little bit wider, maybe about mat distance apart. Toes can come together, and we just sit our hips back toward our heels. If your hips can reach to your heels, go ahead and sit on those. If not, just go back as far as possible. Hands come in front of the shoulders. You can walk them out if you need to. Relax the forehead toward the mat. If you can reach your forehead to the mat, go ahead and relax all the way down into child's pose here. Release through the belly, release through those bandhas. Relax the face and the shoulders. Slow and deepen the breath. One last breath here. Coming back to hands and knees. We're tucking our toes under, pushing our knees off, and walking our feet up to the front of the mat. Rounding, rolling up. So the next series, our next flow, will be our sun salutations. So feet are hip distance, pressing equally, 3 points of contact, pushing into the ground, engaging through the thighs, engaging through the hips. Mula and Uddiyana Bandha are engaged, pulled in and up. Shoulders are back and down. Neck is nice and long, head is balanced on the spine. Finding our Tadasana. Inhale the arms up. Holding the breath, baby back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Remember, longer lever makes it more difficult. Shorter levers make it easier. Find your level. Inhale, arch the head. Exhale, fold. Inhale, we're going to step walk or jump our feet behind us. So stepping looks like this. Coming into plank. Focusing in on our pushing through our hands and fingers, not our wrists. Making sure that our plank is nice and level. We need to bring at least one foot down, maybe knees, both knees or just one, kind of an intermediate option. Taking it down nice and slow to chaturanga. 3, 2, 1. Hold, and down. Inhale, cobra. Using those back muscles, we should be able to wait. Tuck the toes, down dog, lifting the hips. We're just going to stay here for a few breaths, focusing on this posture here, pushing through the fingers and palms, keeping the weight away from our wrists. Elbows are a tiny bit bent. We don't want to hyperextend here. Give those joints a little break. Relax the head between the arms. Lifting through those bandhas, making sure that the hips are pressing back and up. Lengthening the armpits, lengthening the side body. Maybe bending one knee and pushing the other heel down. We call this walking the dog when we switch, bending the knees, one side then the other. Opens through the calves, the Achilles. If you have plantar fasciitis, this is very helpful for stretching those muscles that tighten during that issue. If you wear a lot of high heels, this is another really good time to do this exercise. That can shorten some of these muscles, so we want to lengthen them back out. And some men's shoes have heels on them now that are getting kind of thick, so this is really good for men who have those heels on their shoes. A lot of the dress shoes now have a thicker heel. All right, lift both feet up, both heels up on your toes, and then push those heels back down. Inhale, exhale here one more time, pushing through the fingers. And then walk, step, or jump your feet forward between your hands. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up. And we're coming right back down. Exhale, right back down, forward fold. Inhale, arch. Exhale, fold. Step, walk, or jump your feet back to plank. Stay on your toes or come down to your knees. Engaging through those arms, keeping the elbows in, coming down 3, 2, 1. All the way down, forward into cobra or up dog. Tuck the toes, down dog. This time we're going to raise the right foot, sweep it through, take it up with your hand if you need to. Coming into a lunge. Nice high lunge. Warrior 1. Engaging through those bandhas. We don't want any saggy bellies. Pushing into that strong back leg. And coming back down. Lifting through that back heel. Coming back into plank. Back down. 3, 2, 1. All the way to the belly. Inhale, cobra. Tuck the toes, down dog. This time we're taking our left foot high, bringing it through. Help it with your hand if you need to. Front foot is always flat. All 3 points. Coming into a lunge here. Heel down in the back. Walk yourself up or bring yourself up with a long lever if you can. Pushing equally into both feet. All 3 points of contact on the front foot and the back foot. Check that really quickly. Nice form here. Good. Engaging through those bandhas. Inhale, exhale, really reach the arms, opening through the chest. And then coming back down, lift the back heel. This time we're rocking back and bringing it forward. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, coming right back down. Inhale, arch. Exhale, fold. Step, walk, or jump your feet behind you. Plank position. Knees or toes. Coming down. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, forward into cobra. Tuck your toes, down dog. Really push, push, push. Inhale, right foot up. Exhale that foot between the hands. Coming to a new pose today. Heel stays up in the back. Walk yourself up. You can stay here for a low crescent, or you can come into full crescent warrior. Pull those bandhas in. No archy backs. We want a nice strong stretch through this back leg. Pushing strongly onto the ball of the back foot. Front foot has all 3 points of contact, pushing into the floor. Sometimes we push into the ball of the foot. If you can lift your heel, You're not pushing equally. If you can lift your toes, you're not pushing equally. Pushing that foot down in the front and coming back down. Bring that front foot back. We'll just go come to a down dog again here. Taking that left foot up, bringing it forward. Crescent on the other side, staying on the ball of the foot in the back. Front foot has all 3 points equally pressing. Engage through those bandhas. Keep yourself nice and strong here through your core. Lifting the chest. Inhaling, exhaling. Shoulders are back and down. Lots of space between ears and shoulders. No scrunchie. Nice. One more breath. And coming back down. Front foot goes back. Coming right into the down dog. Step, walk, or jump your feet forward. Forward fold here. Inhale all the way up. And coming right back down, exhale. Inhale, arch the head. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step, walk, or jump your feet behind you. Plank position, coming down. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, forward into cobra. Tuck the toes, down dog. Using this as a resting position, pushing through the hands and the fingers. Open the shoulders, bringing them back and down. Long armpits, long side body. Heels are pushing down, hips are pushing back and up. A little bend in the elbows. Shake your head, make sure that it's relaxed between your arms. And step, walk, or jump your feet forward. And fold, exhale. Inhale all the way up. And exhale, heart center. Relax the arms, finding your Tadasana. Slow and deepen the breath. So our next series is our warrior series. We're going to start off a little differently. Still with warrior 1. But I guess we're not starting off a little differently. We're ending a little differently. I should put it that way. So feet are together. Finding that posture. We'll take our right foot behind us. Heel is down. Foot is angled, feet or toes more toward the front. So we can open those hips in the front. Pushing strongly into both feet equally. Hips are turning forward, knee is bent over that front ankle. If you would like to try to get a little deeper, just move that front foot forward or the back foot behind you a little more, giving yourself some more space to come down. The knee needs to be over top of that heel or ankle. Inhale, reaching the arms up, Mula and Uddiyana Bandha engaged. Really keep that core tight. Opening to warrior 2. Arms come forward. If that knee starts bending in, push it back. If you need to, you can adjust your angle of your back foot. Making sure that we have engaged through the bandhas. We don't want any saggy bellies. No pointy tushies. Now from here, we're going to straighten the front leg. Reach the arms far forward. And then wherever you can comfortably reach without changing the angle of the torso. I want you to reach. So if that's here for you, stay here. You can reach below the knee, reach below the knee, just never on the knee. The knee is not a stable joint for pressure. Opening the shoulders, opening that top hip behind you. If there were a spotlight, I want you to pretend you're shining it straight ahead of you. Reaching the head forward, lengthening the neck, pushing equally into both feet, all points of contact, pushing into the floor, engaging through those bandhas, lifting through the chest, opening the arms side to side. Maybe you can look up at your hand if you would like the balance challenge. Making sure we have lots of space between ears and shoulders. One more breath. Engage through those bandhas. Now we're taking our top hand to our hip, coming up a little so that we can bend through this front knee. Just for support for right now, I'm going to have you hop that back leg in a little. Hop, hop, hop. Little hops at a time until more of your weight is supported on this front leg. We're going to start opening through the chest, lifting through the body, maybe taking this back leg up a little, but instead of facing down like we did with Warrior 3, we're staying open. So some people call this falling star. We're opening the hands, really reaching through the crown of the head, engaging strongly through those bandhas. Maybe you can lift the back foot. Maybe you can lean all the way down. Wherever you are, this back hip is open. The top hip is opening. So I don't want to see anybody collapsing this way. Even if that means your back toe is on the ground, to open. This is perfectly fine. This is where you are today. There's a lot of engagement through the side body here on the top, even with the foot down. So now we're coming back. Feet well. Body is upright. Bandhas are engaged. Arms come out. 5-pointed star. We're pushing strongly into the floor with our feet. We're reaching strongly fingertip to fingertip, and the crown of the head is reaching, reaching, reaching toward the sky. Very strong pose here. I want almost every muscle in your body engaged. Really stretching and pulling and pressing in every direction, taking up as much space as possible. And release. Walk the feet. And just allow the body to adjust, noticing any differences from side to side. Did a lot of work on that right side. Engaged a lot of muscles. So you may be feeling a noticeable difference from that side to the other. But don't worry. Coming back to the front, we're doing your other side. So finding that alignment. One deep breath here, all the way belly, chest, and shoulders. This time taking the left foot behind us, starting in Warrior 1. So give yourself as much space as you need to open and sink into that front knee. Making sure both feet are pressing equally into all 3 points. We don't want any collapsing in the back leg or the back arch. Engage through those bandhas. Inhale the arms up. Warrior 1. Virabhadrasana 1. Pushing strongly into those legs, all the way from the feet to the glutes. Strengthen, strengthen, strengthen. The warrior pose, you want to be strong. Opening to Warrior 2. You can adjust your back foot if you need to, making sure that that front knee stays out over that ankle. Reaching with the fingertips, reaching with the crown of the head. Pressing equally into all of those points on the feet. Engaging through the bandhas. I will never stop saying that. That is
called our core for a reason. It's the foundation of everything. Straighten through that front knee. Reaching, reaching, reaching. Don't let this back hip collapse. Keep it open, reaching. And when you reached your maximum stretch, release the hand to the leg for support. And then maybe you can use it as a lever to push this top hip open even a little bit more. Maybe your gaze can go up to the top hand if you're feeling the balance. Shoulders are back and down. Head is reaching forward. Feet are pressing, pressing, pressing. Engaging through those bandhas. Notice that you usually have one side that's a little easier than the other. 3, 2, 1. Relax through this front knee. Bend. We're going to walk it in. Walk, walk, walk. Hop, hop, hop. Taking the arms wide, putting more of the pressure on this front leg. Straightening more. We don't want to lock it out. We want to keep a soft bend there. See what you can open through this hip and maybe even lift off the ground. Shoulder blades are back and down again. This is key. Keeping that in and up in the pelvis and the abdomen. 3, 2, 1. Really squeeze and coming back down. Feet are wide. Toes are pointing forward or maybe a little bit out, not much. Holding on to those bandhas, lifting through the chest, opening the shoulders back and down. Reach side to side with the fingertips, pushing strongly into the feet, reaching, lift the crown of the head. 5-pointed star. We're taking up as much room as possible on our mat and in the world. We deserve space. There's enough space for all of us. Breathing into that belly, chest, and shoulders here. This is not a resting pose. One more breath. And exhale, release. Walk those feet underneath you, finding your Tadasana. Pressing of the feet equally, soft knees, shoulders back and down, lifting through the crown. Slight engagement through those bandhas here. Try to relax, slow and deepen the breath. Even my breath had a little shallow that time. That's a good one. Well done. So, frog is next. Your favorite. My favorite. Knees are wide. Remember, there are always options here. If this is not for you, you can turn over to your back and do happy baby, just lying on your back and grabbing whatever part of your leg you can, pulling the knees back toward the armpits. Or you can do thread the needle. Coming down onto our elbows, knees are wide. Check back behind you. Make sure your heels are directly behind or even a little outside of your knees. Flexing through the feet. Relaxing through the groin, allowing gravity to pull the hips toward the mat. And then maybe gently, maybe it's just a centimeter or half a centimeter today, pushing those hips back toward the heels. Just give me what you've got. Opening through those hip flexors. Relax through those bandhas. Relax through the neck. Maybe shake the head yes and no. Focus on the breath here and focus on taking that
bracing action away from the groin and the knees. So we're not pushing the knees into the mat. We're allowing our hips to sink. So our goal here is just to release anything that's tight. Try to allow gravity to do most of the work. Maybe you can come down a little further. Maybe you need to stay up on your fingers and your hands here and lean a little forward, taking some of that pressure off. As long as you're feeling a stretch in the front of the hips, the hip flexor, then you're doing this correctly. Check again, make sure we're not pushing our knees against the mat. I just caught myself doing that. It's a very natural reaction. One more breath. To come out of this pose, we come back to our hands and lean forward. Take the toes, tuck them in behind us, and then rock side to side, allowing the knees to come underneath us. If you're comfortable, you can sit in Vajrasana. That's not Vajrasana. Sit in Thunderbolt pose. The name has escaped me. Again, if you would like a little stronger stretch for your feet here, you can always tuck the toes and sit back on the toes. Most of us can't do this for very long. It's really a very intense stretch for the feet and sometimes Achilles, depending on where you're tight. All right. Now we've done a lot of abdominal work today. So of course we have to balance that out with a lot of back work. So the first one is our locust pose, coming down to the mat on our belly. Several options here. We can do one arm back or forward, or one leg at a time, or you can totally do one side or even opposite side for support, or you can do just the arms forward or back, or just the legs. If the legs come up, I generally ask you to keep your forehead down. But if you're doing full locust with me, this works more of your upper back. This works more of your lower and middle back. So whatever you feel needs a little work today, you can choose whatever option works for you. We're going to do 2 rounds. So if you do one side first time, do the other side the second time. Finding that alignment. I'm only holding it for 7 seconds, so I really want you to squeeze hard. Ready? Inhale. And exhale, squeeze. Really lift. See if you can lift your thighs if your legs are off the floor. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Make a pillow with your hands. Turn your head to the side. Maybe give your hips a little shake if they need to relax. Slow and deepen the breath. Make sure we're getting that 3-part full yogic breath. Bringing the head forward. Last round. Really gives me some squeezing here. Inhale. Exhale, only 7 seconds. Squeeze as hard as you can. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Relax the hands, make a pillow. Turn your head in the opposite direction. Maybe get. All right, our next pose is our bow pose. Again, we have options and levels. You can take one foot or the ankle into your palm. If this is very tricky for you, if you're feeling a little tight today, you can use a sock or a towel, wrap it around the bottom, grab both ends, and use your hand that way. So you can use one side or both sides, and just push the hands into the feet, lifting through the chest, or try to lift the thighs off the front as well. So up to you what level you choose. If you do one side the first time, do the other side the second time. Balance everything out. We're holding this for 7 seconds as well. Inhale, finding your pose. Exhale and lift. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Make a pillow with your hands. Turn your head. Give your hips a little shake. Find your breath. Coming back up. Last round. Find your pose. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze. 7, 6, really squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. This time, instead of coming down, we're taking our hands below our shoulders, pushing up to hands and knees, coming back into a child's pose. Knees wide, toes together, and just sitting back. Forehead toward the mat or on the mat. Try to release that lower back. Lengthen through the neck. And once you feel that release, start to slow and deepen the breath. Go ahead and start walking your hands up. So now we're coming toward the end of our practice. I'm going to have you come back on your back. So we have several options for our inversion today. We want to make sure our feet and our legs are above our hearts. So it reverses the flow of gravity. First level is here. You can actually use the wall for this too if you want to. You can scoot up next to a wall and just let your feet hang on the wall. Or you can stay here like this in the middle of the room. If you have it in you, I would like you to try at least somewhat lifting your hips off the floor. So you can grab the sides of your mat if you need to. Some people like to start here and roll back, giving themselves some momentum and push with their hands. Whatever works for you. Sometimes you can also start with your feet against the wall and walk yourself up, pushing your feet against the wall to lift the hips off the floor. You can stay here wherever is comfortable for you, maybe letting the feet dangle over you for plow, maybe keeping the knees bent if that's a little much for you. Again with the levers.
Longer lever makes it a little harder. Sometimes rolling the shoulders underneath you and walking your hands toward your shoulders can help you get yourself a little bit higher. If you're here, we want to work toward our spine being nice and straight in this pose, but wherever we are, our shoulders to our elbows are bearing all of the weight. There should be no weight pushing onto your neck. If there is, I'd like you to roll up a blanket or a pillow underneath your shoulders to give that neck a little more room. Maybe you can try a full shoulder stand here, supporting your back with your hands and using your bandhas to hold your legs upright, just like you were standing on the ceiling. Whatever feels right for you. These inversions are helpful for our lymph system, gets things moving, for our circulation, helps our organs realign and find their proper positioning, especially after we did a lot of abdominal work. One more breath here. And we come back, using the hands to support your body. Roll them back down nice and slow. Try for one vertebra at a time. If your neck and head need to roll back, allow it to do that. If your lower back is feeling a little pressure, you can always bend your knees and just allow the feet to be wide on the mat and the knees to come next to each other for support, to take the pressure off of that lower back. Now you can keep your feet up or stretch your feet out if your back is feeling fine. Stay back on my mat somehow. Pushing your elbows into the floor, lifting through the chest. Some people like to bring their elbows back this way and open here. That works too. Our goal is to open through the throat. So we just had that squishy, squishy stuff from the shoulder stand. We want to open those muscles back up. Bringing the breath fully into the belly, chest, and shoulders here. And then roll the chin in and roll the body down. Just allowing things to readjust. Notice where you're feeling any release or any tension. Be mindful of where that is. Again, if it's in your lower back, I recommend bending those knees. And however it's comfortable for you, I want you to roll your body upright to seat it. We have 2 more poses before we do our final relaxation. So cow face pose. You may want a sock or a strap for this, or a towel. I'll show you with my back. If you don't have any of those, you don't need to. You can do it without it, even if you're very tight through this shoulder area. We're going to take our right hand, bring it behind the back and up, or you can hold on to a towel or sock or strap, or wherever you can comfortably get that arm. Left arm goes up and finds the middle of your back. If you can reach, go ahead and reach your hands together. If not, you can hold on to the sock or the towel or the strap, or just open your hands here and take the elbows behind you. We don't want to push the chest super far forward, and we don't want our head to fall forward. We want everything to be in a nice straight line, and just open through those shoulders, taking the elbows behind us. So this is called cow face pose. So you can do that with your arms. I'm going to show you the legs. We like to take one foot on the ground and the other leg over top. Maybe this is what you have today. Maybe this foot doesn't go across the knee, and that's okay. If you can, reach that across the knee. If you have, our goal is to stack the knees on top of each other. So find whatever stretch and whatever level legs work for you, and then finding that arm placement. We're sitting up nice and tall, engaging through those bandhas, lengthening through the neck, relaxing the shoulders down away from our ears, and then opening the elbows behind us. This is a pretty intense pose, so just find whatever level your body is working at for today. Generally, we carry a lot of tension in our shoulders as well. So hips and shoulders, which is what this pose is working on right now, are the two main areas of tension. Slow and deepen the breath. And relax the arms. Switch the legs. Whatever leg was on top, switch it so the other one is on top. Wherever you are, making sure that we have both sitting bones on the floor. We don't want to be having one sitting bone raised up too far. It puts our spine in a weird position. So we want to make sure it's nice and straight. And then this time we're taking the left hand down behind our back. The right hand comes up. This one is a little tighter for me, so I need a little helping hand to get it into place. So find out what works for you. You need that strap or towel. Find that. Making sure that our head isn't leaning forward and we're not hunched over. A nice straight spine. And we're opening through the arms. Elbows are pushing behind us, even if they don't go anywhere. We want to imagine pushing them open. Engages those muscles in that stretch. Lengthening through the neck. Shoulders are back and down. Focus on that yogic breath. Check in with your posture once again, engaging through the bandhas, lengthening through the spine and the neck, relaxing the shoulders back and down, and then opening the elbows. And release. So another good exercise that I'm not doing here, but you can do at home very easily to open through the shoulders if you found that was really difficult, is to take your hands to a wall about shoulder level, and then just lean your hips back, pushing your hands into the wall and opening through the shoulders. So you can start using that wall as a prop to push those shoulders open. So that's another really good exercise for that. Our next one is our spinal twist, the last one before our savasana. Oops, sorry if I was scratching on the mic. Still getting used to this thing. So we're taking our right foot over our left leg. We're taking our left hand out. Inhale and then exhale as we twist. You can wrap that elbow around that leg. If this is a little much for you, you can keep it on the other side of the knee. Wherever we are, we're engaging through that bandha. You can move some of that belly flush out of the way if that's inhibiting your twist. If you would like a little deeper stretch, you can take this back arm behind your tailbone onto the floor and use that for leverage. If you still want more, you can move the elbow to the other side of the knee and press for leverage here. Wherever we are, we're wringing out our spine. We don't want to hunch over. We don't want to lean. We want to keep it upright and just twist around that point. So every exhale, I want you to think of lengthening through the spine, straightening it,
And then every exhale, rotates. Take that back shoulder around the spine, tuck it back behind your body.
Maybe your gaze comes toward that back leg, the back shoulder. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, rotate. On your next exhale, you can release to the front. Switch sides. Finding that alignment. Reach the left arm out. Your right arm out. And exhale. Wrap that knee. Or you can come down with the back hand and move the elbow around for leverage. Pulling in those bandhas, lengthening through the neck, making that spine really long, tailbone to crown. And then we wring it out. Maybe your gaze is over the back shoulder. Maybe you're tucking that back shoulder blade around the spine, pulling it back and down. Every inhale lengthens, and every exhale rotates. On your next exhale, you can come all the way forward. Release. You can lie back into Savasana. You made it. Nice job. So again, if you have any kind of lower back issue, you can bend your knees, bringing the feet wide and letting the knees knock together in the middle, supporting one another. Otherwise, today I'm going to have you reclining goddess pose. So letting the knees fall away from each other, feet come together. The longer or the farther away your feet are from your tailbone, the easier this pose will be. If you would like it to be a little more intense, you can bring it up toward your groin. And you can keep your hands, palms facing up outside of your knees. Or if you'd like to do the full reclining goddess, you can take the elbows and grab the elbows and recline them behind your head. Shoulders are still back and down. The neck is nice and long. And if at any point this gets to be too intense, you can come back to a full Savasana with straight legs and straight arms. Bring your awareness to your feet. Relax the toes, the soles, and the ankles. Release any tension from the shins and the calves, the kneecaps, and the backs of the knees. Relax the thighs and the glutes. Feeling the hips open. The sockets are free and easy. Allowing free range of motion in every direction from the hip. Release the pelvic cavity and the Mula Bandha. Release the Uddiyana Bandha and the abdominal cavity. Release the chest and the shoulders. Feeling the shoulders open and widen. The weight of the shoulders supported by the mat. Feel the release in the middle and upper back. And that relaxation travels down the arms and into the hands and fingers. If your fingers are grasping and squeezing, let them release. Let the wrists release. Forearms and the elbows relax. Upper arms and shoulders again. Release and relax. Breathing returns to normal. It's not even something we have to think about. We just let our body take over again. That relaxation travels up our neck, into our jaw. We feel space between our upper and lower teeth. Our tongue releases from the roof of the mouth. We feel the weight, the jaw, the cheeks, and the ears as they fall toward the mat. Our eyes relax. Our forehead smooths. And we feel the weight of the scalp and the hair as it falls toward the mat. Our body is fully relaxed. We're holding on to no tension, no contraction, no engagement. Our body is totally supported with its own work and with gravity. And we have nothing to do but allow it to heal and renew. As you relax into this position, I want you to notice how free you can be. Try to keep your mind clear and empty. If a thought pops in, visualize it on a cloud and then blow it away. It's not something we need to dwell on. We can just notice it and let it pass by. No emotional engagement, no mental activity. Just notice and let it pass until the next time you hear my voice. Start to bring some awareness to your body. If you're in reclining goddess, I invite you to bring your arms back down to your sides. Using your arms, press your knees together, feet come to the floor. Walk your feet wide and just allow the knees to support each other for a few moments. When you feel ready, you can stretch one leg out and the other, maybe giving your feet a little shake, moving the hip sockets back and forth. Inhale the arms over the head if it feels right for you and stretch fingers to toes.
And then exhale, one knee into the chest.
Give it a little squeeze. Inhale. Exhale the other knee into the chest. Give it a little squeeze. Inhale. Give both the legs a squeeze together. Big body hug. Thanking your body for the work that it put in today, and the work that it does for you all day, every day. Taking your hands to your knees, little circles in one direction. Loosening up that lower back, the hips. Other direction. And when you're ready, you can roll your body to your right side and just allow seated. We'll end class with the same chant with which we started, sealing in all of that peace that we created within our body and sending it out into the world. Finding that balanced alignment. Inhale the arms up. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Inhale the arms up. Peace, peace, peace. Gentle smile on your face. The divine light in me honors and recognizes the divine light in you. Go and spread and shine your light to all the people that you see. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me today. Have a blessed day. It's Lisa Hendricks, the Essential Yogi.